To all the non-believers, 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 non-believers. I'm making non-believers.
What's up, y'all? This is Jay Varsity, and welcome to episode 55 of NBA Talk Playoff Edition. And just based off the title, I guess you already know what I'm going to talk about, and that's how the Portland Trail Blazers came up short, how they almost pulled away with the win in Game 2 in the Oracle against Golden State Warriors. And this was a much different game than Game 2. It was a lot. Portland came out, at least in the first half, a lot more physical and a lot more determined to steal this game. But then the second half, it was just they lost their composure. They weren't trapping Steph as they were in the first half, and it sort of backfired. And then Golden State was using a trap defense on the top of the pick and roll, on the top of the key, like they were in the first game. They, Draymond Green was just not allowing anything to get to the rim, and Golden State just overall just came together defensively. I was gonna come to this video and just completely just rant about how I think Portland got robbed, but as I watched the game and as I watched, I I see where Portland messed up. I see key moments where Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum did not come through. The hot hand was Seth Curry, and he didn't get the ball that much. He hit a key three to put them up one, and he just didn't get the ball since. And speaking of Seth Curry, I got to tip my hat off to him. He played a very decent game. He, you're not gonna get a 40.9 out of Seth Curry, but he did. He didn't just stand there and do nothing, and he did go at it with his brother at least throughout the fourth quarter. He was going back and forth. It was a Curry shootout, and it was enjoyable to watch. It was enjoyable to watch, and if you're the parents of these two, you have to be very happy that both your children are going at it, going at each other, not holding back in such a high level of basketball, especially in a Western Conference Finals. It's a beautiful thing to watch, but it was just hard for me to watch Portland crumble like they did in that fourth quarter. It was just very hard for me to watch, and for Damian Lillard to not even think about passing the ball in that last 10 seconds, knowing that he's being defended by Andre Iguodala, who gets away with a little more contact than he's supposed to. But I'll leave that I'll leave that to y'all. But anyway, to the NBA, that was a clean steal to me. I think he got fouled. I felt like he got fouled, but that's my opinion. Everybody got their own opinion, but yeah, that's just what it is. The Kevin Durant injury, it has been updated, and so far it is not even close. We might not even see Kevin Durant for the rest of this series. We might not see him till the NBA Finals, and to me, that's almost not a good sign if you're a Golden State Warriors fan. Yeah, you're doing good right now, but I don't have the utmost confidence that Golden State could win it all without Kevin Durant, especially if Milwaukee comes out of the East. I just don't see it. I really don't. I could still see them beating Toronto, but not Milwaukee. Milwaukee to me is just too deep and too together on defense. Their chemistry is just unbelievable, and I just don't see how they can win it all without Durant if they gotta go against Milwaukee, especially if they gotta start the NBA Finals in Milwaukee. But so far in this series against Portland, they're not gonna have Kevin Durant or DeMarcus Cousins, which they didn't really need Boogie. Let's be honest, they didn't really need Boogie, but Kevin Durant is a huge blow, and they're gonna need a lot more production out of their bench. And Portland needs to make some huge adjustments. They gotta look into this game as in we only lost by 3 points. If we just keep up the composure we did in the first half, especially Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum needs to be a little more efficient. I saw him take some ill-advised shots in the fourth quarter, especially this one possession where he had an open lane and he had the free throw line and down, and he decided to settle for a jump shot. And I was just looking at the screen like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Draymond Green is not even near the rim yet. Go attack the basket. And it's just nah. He just decided to take an ill-advised jumper. Damian Lillard he makes one deep three and tries to make another one back to back, and it was just I just don't understand. Like, that was very ill-advised. It was very inefficient. Damian Lillard didn't have a horrible game, but at the same time, he wasn't making smart plays. And Seth Curry was just absolutely magnificent on defense, especially against his brother. which is something you expect when you're playing against your brother. You want to go all out. You want to show your entire skill level, and that. And yeah, like I said, Portland in the first half, they were trapping Steph, they was trapping Clay, they was making the Warriors commit a lot of turnovers. I believe last night they had about 15, 16 turnovers. I believe, if I'm correct, they had 16 turnovers, and guys were making plays, but I just don't understand why they lost their composure in the they lost their composure in the second half. They weren't being as aggressive. They were being lackadaisical. They were just not making smart decisions. They stopped trapping on the pick and roll. They were allowing Draymond Green to attack the paint. They let Draymond Green become a point guard, and that's what killed them. That's what killed them in this game. And like I said, I didn't even pick Portland to win this series, but I did say that they had a shot to win game 2 if they would have lost game 1. But this was so close. This was such a close game, and it just shows how much Portland needs that third option. It just shows why Portland would have needed Nurkic in this series. They needed Nurkic in this series. He would have been such a dominant force to go to, and to me, they still need that. They still need a guy who could play the 3. They still need a guy who could play the 3, and so they could kick it out to when they're stuck in those pick and roll traps. And it's just, you can't have a team where you're so heavily reliant on guards. Like, that's been the one flaw with me in Portland. And even though they make the playoffs, I'm not confident in them to be that team that you could say, hey, these guys look like they're on a whole nother level. They look like they could be a contender when they don't have that 3 spot. To me, they need that 3 spot if they want to be that team to say we're going to contend for a championship. And Nurkic needs to be healthy. Nurkic needs to be healthy. And yeah, that's just my feelings on Portland, because I said what I said about Damian Lillard last year, and he's been proving me wrong this year. But so far, he's not making smart decisions in this series against Golden State. So I expect Portland to play a lot more efficient, a lot more aggressive in Game 3, because they play very well at home. I don't expect Golden State to hold back either. I expect them to want to finish off this series as quick as possible. But at the same time, I've seen Damian Lillard play a lot better at home than he does on the road. And yeah, I expect a very good game coming Game 3. It should be very, very interesting. I expect Enes Kanter to be more involved. I expect Rodney Hood to be more involved. I expect Seth Curry to get a lot more touches from what I saw last night. I expect Seth Curry to get some open looks from the 3-point line. Steph looked like he can't keep up with his younger brother. But what do you expect? What do you expect? That's always the case. We're always chasing around the little brother. It's always a pain in the ass. But I always expect Portland to use the pick and roll, to use the pick and roll with Kanter and Lillard, and also Lillard and Leonard, because that proved to be very efficient also. But yeah, that's it. That's all. We'll see what happens in Game 3. This is your boy Jay Varsity. Like, comment, subscribe if you like basketball content, and I'm out. Peace.
We got some non-believers out there.
Make believers out of non-believers. Make believers out